Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful 3-day weekend. I know we did, but I got to tell you, it's time to get back to work because as you're soon going to find out, rates are extremely, extremely favorable. So in this quick episode, we're going to talk about interest rates, bridge loans, values throughout the country. We're going to talk about inflation and what's going to impact interest rates this week. And as usual, we're also going to talk about some predictions, what we think is going to happen this week. This is a very interesting market because as you start heading into a declining rate market, once you get into contract, you're going to have that option of whether to lock your rate, which will protect you from any interest rate spikes. However, if you lock it in and the market improves, you're going to miss out. So these are things that you're going to be wanting to talk with your loan advisor. And if we should be working together because we'll have that conversation. I'll keep you updated. But it's super important to ensure you know what the risks are and to ensure that you and your family get the best interest rates. So let's go ahead and bring up the interest rates of today. Let me make them big for you. I mean, take a look at their VAs 5.875. FHA's 5.875, conventionals making its move into the low sixes, 6.375, and jumbo is at 6.25. These are some fantastic rates. I have not seen rates this low for quite a bit, and I'm hoping that if you're waiting to refinance and you haven't already, we should be talking. If it's not quite low enough for you yet, we should make sure we get your target rate lined up because remember, we don't know when we're going to hit the bottom with interest rates. And by the way, when we do hit that bottom, we don't get a warning. It's not like the market says, hey, Paul, tomorrow rates are going to go up. This is the lowest it's going to get. Let's get your target rate locked in. And real quick, what a target rate is from a refinancing perspective is if you missed out on that interest rate, you would regret it. So there you go. All right, let's move on. Bridge loans are making a comeback as well. We talk about this a lot. This is for somebody that currently owns their own house and wants to buy another property before they sell. Now, remember, there's so many different types of variations of bridge loans. And in fact, we're about ready to put on a webinar next, I think it's tomorrow, on the 5 ways to buy before you sell. And, a lot of people just don't know what their options are. Either they're talking to the wrong people or they're not asking the questions, but there are a lot of great options out there for you to buy first, then sell. All right, let's get to the market. So Case-Shiller, this is a measurement of home value appreciation. Nationally, you can see month over month. We're actually down 0.3% month over month. From the non-SA is going to be positive 0.1%. And year over year, we are still up 1.9%. But take a look at year over year. You see in March, April, May, June. It's a steady decline. And what we are seeing if a house, especially if you are going to sell your house, if you overprice it, it is going to sit. And then think about it. If you're a buyer and you go into a house that's been sitting for 30, 40 days, your first question is going to be like, I love this property, but what's wrong with it? So working with the right real estate agent right now, pricing it appropriately so people, get competitive and start bidding on your house. I mean, you may not get what you want, but at least you'll get something and it won't sit there. It's going to be also interesting to see how year over year is going to be impacted as we see interest rates start to decline. PCE, it's holding steady, even with the tariffs out there taken into effect. Headline is 2.6, cores year over year, inched up a little bit by 2.9%. But the news that's leading PCE and that's allowing rates to stay low is even though the core year over year has gone up just a smidge, we're also, the feds are anticipating, I think it's like a 90% chance of lowering its short-term rates this month, which is a sign to the bond market that, inflation is under control. And that's really good news for the bond. Because remember, 30-year fixed rate, the kryptonite to 30-year fixed rate is inflation. What else we got on store here? If you're looking for a property in a specific city and you're not quite sure what the forecasted appreciation is going to be, you want some information on just the overall, area, reach out to me. I would be happy to create this It's a real estate report card for you. We can get as specific as some cities, not all, but certainly we can do all counties here. Let me take a look here, show you. This is Solano County. So over the next 5 years, they're looking at, I can't even read it. Oh my goodness gracious. Some major appreciation. So like, for example, if you bought a house today for 605, and in 5 years, you are anticipated to have about 159,000 in equity. Remember, this is single digit appreciation, but that's great wealth can be created from single digit appreciation. It talks about historical appreciation, medium household. But if you take a look at the homeowners versus renters, in that dark green, it's on the bottom middle. There's about 281,000 people in Solano County that can afford to buy right now. They just choose not to. And the idea is that, as rates are being held down, or once rates start going down, which they are, a lot of those people are going to come into the market. And unless we have any new, supply of homes being sold, there's only one way for prices to go up, and that is up. This is the big week. This is jobs a week. There's two things that are impacting, among other things, interest rate, that's inflation, and jobs. Unfortunately, for rates to improve, just to make it very simple, people have to lose their jobs. That is the sign of a weakening environment, and that's what fuels interest rates to get lower, to spark economy, to spark new job growth. And so this week, today, yesterday the market was closed. Today there's the JOLTS. Tomorrow's ADP, and BLS is on Friday. This is definitely things that are going to move the market. So if you're looking at houses this week, you want to make sure you pay attention to any updates that we send out. So here's your forecast. 30-year fixed rates are averaging around 6.5 to 6.6%. That's the lowest in 10 months. Market expects rates to hold flat or perhaps slightly lower this week. So that's been the trend over the last couple weeks. The key swing factor is Friday's jobs report. So you're going to have a choice if you get in a contract on Thursday. Should you lock ahead of the report, or should you float leading into it? It's going to move the market. And I will definitely keep you updated on what happens and why. Looking ahead, anticipated Fed cuts and softer inflation should keep moderate downward pressure on as the interest rates as they start to fall. So there you have it. If we're not working together, we definitely should. Hopes and dreams conversation, even if you're a family out there that's not ready to buy. A hopes and dreams, we do not pull credit. We don't do anything like that. It's just me and you using our 20 years of experience, helping you and your family save money on their mortgage and getting you into a position to buy your future dream house. That's it. I hope you had a wonderful week. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you need me, I'm there. And by the way, if you're not working with a great real estate agent, we know some. Reach out. Would love to connect you with some of ours.